What's up? Let's just get right to business. Let's talk about DMZ versus Delta Force. Right, so in Delta Force, I feel like the exfils are extremely boring. They are very, very stale in comparison to DMZ, because in DMZ, you go to the exfil location, you call in the chopper comes to the location, it lands, you get in the chopper, you get out of the map, and while all that is happening, you can get ambushed by another team, right? It is very exciting and it's quite risky to exfil in DMZ. In Delta Force, there's just an 8-second cooldown or a timer or a 10-second timer and cutscene, and that's it. Nothing really happens. Like, other players on the map are not aware that you are exfilling, except for when you know, go for one of the dam exfils on Zero Dam, for example. If you pull the lever, the whole map knows that you're going to exfil there, or that there are people that are going to exfil there. But I do feel like all the other exfils are very boring. Like, there is no excitement to those exfils. So if Delta Force wants to make their game a little bit more exciting, they should look a little bit towards DMZ. Right, then moving on to ammo and armor. I feel like this ammo system that they have and the armor system, it's, well, for me it's fine, because, you know, I dig these type of games, but I can see how casual players might look at this and they'd be like, yeah, I don't want to dip my toes in this because it's too complicated, right? There's all these different ammo types, there's all these different armor types, and you need to think about what type of armor you bring in and which ammo for which gun, and then you need to bring in like good ammo or bad ammo, and like if you don't have enough money, you can't even bring in the good ammo. So in a lot of PvP situations, like, you might have more skill than the other guy, but the other guy is carrying better ammo than what you are carrying, and then he absolutely annihilates you with 1 or 2 shots. And I think that they should kind of make it more accessible to casual players, so that we don't lose the casual players in the long run, because otherwise the game might die, and we don't want that. We want this game to go big. Another thing with the ammo and armor, I think, is the TTK. The TTK is incredibly high. You're dead super fast if you are shot anywhere else, anywhere other than where the armor is. Like, most vests in this game only protect your abdomen and your chest. Like, it doesn't protect your shoulders, it doesn't protect your arms, it doesn't protect your legs. So that means that if somebody shoots you in your arms, in your shoulder, or in your legs, they completely bypass the armor and they just hit you directly into your body, and it does a lot of damage and you die fast. So you die in 2 or 3 shots to the arms, legs, or shoulder. So I'm like, that's a problem, because if you're wearing armor, you want it to protect everything in a game. Like, in a game, you want it to protect your chest, your shoulders, your arms, and your legs, because otherwise you're just dead instantly, like what's happening right now in Delta Force. I think that can really push away casual players, because that will really have a huge impact on their experience in the game. Like, they will not have a great experience if they just continuously die super fast. Right? Where's the fun in that? There's no fun in that. Like, a lot of people don't stand a chance, especially if you're solo playing this game. Like, sometimes in a fight against 3 people, like, if they all peek you at the same time, like, you don't stand a chance. Like, they all shoot you once and you're dead. You know, it's just, in DMZ you have a chance of fighting against a team because the TTK is not that high. Like, you can actually still run away if you get shot at. Like, in Delta Force, when you get shot, you get wounded, your vision goes blurry, your legs get broken, you can't walk. It's just, you need to heal up, and then you need to make sure that you're using the right items to heal yourself with. If you don't have those items, you're just gonna get whacked. Like, it's rough, dude. Like, Delta Force is quite hardcore. So I think they should really look into making the armor and ammo type a little bit more casual. I also suspect that there is a slight problem with the ammo and the armor type, because sometimes I've noticed that I'm like wearing blue armor, which is stronger than green, obviously, but some dude just runs up to me, gives me 3 shots to the chest with green ammo, and I'm dead. And I'm like, huh? How? I was wearing blue armor and it was like full, like no damage, nothing, and he just absolutely annihilated me with green ammo. How does that work? So they need to look into that as well, because some sometimes I feel like it doesn't properly work. All right, I'm just gonna move on to the next item on the list, and that is bringing items out of raids. In DMZ, items outside of a raid are absolutely useless. You don't even have them. There's no stash, there's nothing. The only use for items in DMZ are in raid. You can barter at the buy station for vests. Yes, that's fun, but I also want to build something out of raid, like what they have in Delta Force. In Delta Force, there's a black site where you can upgrade multiple things. You can get a system to produce your own ammo. You can get a system to produce weapons. You can upgrade your character. Like me, for example, I just upgraded the CSD, which gives me more stamina and also more stamina regen. I think right now I have plus 10 stamina and plus 10% stamina regen, which is great because that just, you know, that is awesome. So such things are cool to work for. Now in DMZ, that kind of is non-existent, other than a few things that you can do. Like if you go in solo, you can infill with an self-revive. Like you need to drop 50 self-revives into a dead drop container, and then you get a selfie every time you infill solo. So there is some sort of a system, but it's very limited. Like the only thing I did in DMZ, the upgrades that I did were unlocking all the vests so I can barter for them at the buy stations. Then I made sure that I had all the insured slots unlocked so I can use 3 insured weapons, because they all have a 15-minute cooldown. So when I die, I know that like the next round I just need to survive 15 minutes, because then when I come back I have my other 2 weapons available again, which is, I mean, it's just, it takes away the whole extraction shooter experience in DMZ, which is a shame. Now in Delta Force, every single item that you bring out of raid has a use. Like it is awesome. You can use items to build weapons with, you can use items to make ammo with, you can use it to upgrade stuff, make armor. Like all these things are just non-existent in DMZ. So yeah, I think Delta Force is a big winner in this aspect. Now I do have something to say about the menus in Delta Force, because they are very, very complicated. Most of the time I just click something and I hope that it's the right thing that I wanted to click, because there's just so much. It's just very confusing, especially the menus with all the rewards and the stuff that you can unlock. It's just so much and it's so complicated. I just go to all the menus that have a yellow exclamation mark, quickly unlock everything with the spacebar. I just spam the spacebar and I back out of the menus. I don't even read anything because it's just so much. Now in DMZ it's very simple. The menus are super simple, so I think Delta Force should definitely look into that. I heard they were already looking into it as well, so let's hope they make it better. Now I've said it before in the alpha, but the ranked mode in in Delta Force is 100% not a ranked mode. It doesn't have anything to do with your skill. It's just a level system. You can earn points when you go into a raid or into a warfare mode, and that's it. You earn points for doing specific things. Like it doesn't come down to skill. You can always keep earning points. So the more you play, the higher your rank will be. Basically a level system, because you kind of earn points, XP, like it's an RPG. A level system. Yeah, it's not a ranked system, and I think they recently said in a Q&A that it was indeed a level system or a point system and not a ranked system. So yay me, because I had it right in the alpha. I said this ranked mode is not a ranked mode, it's a level system. Anyway, they said it was a translation issue, so it's a Chinese game, obviously a Chinese developer, so translation is just an issue, I guess. They don't know about Google Translate. All right, moving on. We're gonna talk about how I play Delta Force. In DMZ currently, it's just like one big PvP sweatfest, and everybody is just running and gunning and trying to stomp the lobby, right? That's DMZ right now. DMZ is basically just Warzone light. It's not really an extraction shooter. Delta Force, I play Delta Force if I play solo, like how I played DMZ season 1 and 2. I'm just sneaking around, I'm avoiding people. If I can ambush people, I will do it and I will absolutely destroy them, but I will only do it if I can ambush them. Like if they ambush me or if they spot me early, I'm out, I'm gone. They will never find me again. I think that kind of playstyle the same playstyle that I used to do in DMZ Season 1 and Season 2 when it just started, and I get to do that now in Delta Force. Dude, I'm loving it. That is my cup of tea. I love it. And you can say whatever you want, but I love this playstyle so much that I will say definitely that this game for me is way better than DMZ right now. So yeah, currently I am in love with Delta Force, and especially with the way Delta Force can be played. If you play with Hecla, for example, I'm loving Hecla because she is a very stealthy operator. Her footsteps are reduced when she is stealthed, so I guess when you walk slow and when you crouch, like, people don't hear your footsteps as loud as the other operators, so most of the time they don't even realize that you're there because they didn't hear you at all. So you can kind of pick off like a player, like he's in a squad, and you kill that player and then you reposition to somewhere else, and his squad mates just don't have any idea where you went because they didn't hear anything. They only heard the gunfire and their teammate shouting on the mic that he's dead. You know. So yeah, that playstyle is very fun. You can really ambush people with Hecla. I think Hecla, for my playstyle, is the best character to play with, as a solo player especially. Alright, so I'm gonna move on to the healing system right now. The healing system, I want to say this up front, the healing system for me is fine. Like, I'm fine with how the healing system in Delta Force is, but I have seen people complain about the Delta Force healing system. They feel like it is too complicated. Now, I do get that. Like, I've seen DMZ players complain about, mostly DMZ players on Reddit complain about the healing system in Delta Force because they feel like it's a little bit too complicated. They need a surgical kit for to remove a bullet or to fix your leg. You know, they need a tourniquet to heal their wound or a bandage, and then they need a field health kit or whatever it's called for health regen, right? So they feel it's a bit too complicated. In DMZ, it's just, you know, you just play it up or use a stim. Like, you even auto regen health. Like, it's very, very casual. In Delta Force, it's a little bit more hardcore. I don't think it's overcomplicated. I think it's very straightforward. The game even tells you what you need to heal yourself, to heal your wounds. If you go to the health menu, if you on your keyboard press F3 by default, I believe you press F3 and you will see the health menu. You can also get there if you press tab to go into your backpack and then click health in the top left corner of your screen. Click the health tab and then voila, you're there, and you can just specifically on the wound itself, you can click and apply the item that you need. So I think it's not that complicated. It is pretty straightforward. I think there's a few items that are important, and that is, for example, the tourniquet and the bandage for wounds. They both heal one wound. And there's the surgical kit that fixes your broken legs or whatever, if there's a bullet stuck in your abdomen, and or when you have a head injury or something, it tells you you need to use a surgical kit to fix yourself, to patch yourself up. Now, it's, to me, that's actually quite cool. I think it's fun. It gives a little bit more immersion, and it's very in depth. I think it's really cool. But I do see that there is a slight possibility it might push away casual players, which is a shame, because the casual players are the players that we need to keep. Like, we need to keep the casual players in this game, because if they drop out of the game might die, and we don't want that. We don't want the game to die. If people want to play hardcore extraction shooters, they will most probably play Tarkov, right? They will most probably be playing Tarkov. So this game should kind of lean more towards the casual crowd, in my opinion, to become really, really big. Now, I think these systems, even the ammo and the armor types, the healing systems, are all fine how they are right now, but I can see how it might push away casual players. That's all. I'm not someone, like, I'm not complaining about these systems. I just think that it could push away casuals, which is a shame. Now, random spawn points in Delta Force, I believe. I'm not 100% sure if they have said anything about this, but I think there are random spawn points, because I can spawn at the visitor center in the south, all the way down south in like on the road in the corner there, near the gate to visitor center. Then a little bit north of there, along the road, there's a spawn. There's a spawn a little bit to the west of that as well, and then up north a little bit, there's a spawn there too, but not all the time. those those spawns are not used all the time. They are not always, there's not always players there. Not all the time. So they're random. Like it's random, like to where they spawn. It kind of rotates, I think. So that makes the game a little bit more interesting because, for example, in DMZ, the spawns are well known. Everybody knows where the spawns are, so everybody's just pushing the other spawns. Like they are going for the PvP right off the bat. They try to catch teams off guard and then absolutely destroy them because they know exactly where the spawns are and they know exactly where these players are probably gonna go, you know, in the first few minutes of the game because they know the game, they know the map rotations most of the time, so they just push the spawns and they like, you know, kill people right off the bat. Now I think it's a great thing that in Delta Force that really it can still happen. You could still, of course, push towards another spawn location, then get lucky that there's another team that spawned there and then, you know, wipe them or get wiped, you know. It's like 50-50, obviously. You can win or you can lose, hey, you know. So I think it's great. Like I think DMZ should have done random spawn points as well. I think Delta Force does that really well. I think that's great. Now, the last thing, the very last thing that I wanted to say or wanted to talk about. I just wanted to say, I don't have to talk about this. I'm just gonna say it. I think Delta Force is currently in a much better state than DMZ. Everybody that's saying that DMZ isn't dead is delusional and probably blind too, because DMZ, in terms of player base, might not be dead. Yes, there's still people playing it, but there's also less people playing it every single day. People are dropping off for one simple reason, and that is that there is no more new content updates for DMZ. DMZ has completely been ditched by the devs. That was their biggest mistake ever. They could have made DMZ into something great, but they ruined it and then ditched it. Delta Force brings out this awesome extraction shooter, and it's got a lot of content to offer right off the bat, and then they're gonna do content updates every 3 months, they say. So damn dudes, there's a lot of content, there's a lot of content coming, and it's not gonna end in the foreseeable future. Like this is gonna continue for I don't know how long. Like this game is gonna be here for as long as it can, I guess. But DMZ has been ditched. DMZ is dead in terms of development. DMZ has completely been ditched. They have completely turned their backs to it. And it's a shame because it, you know, it was fun. Season 1 and 2 were super fun. Those were the most fun seasons for me. So having Delta Force and being able to play sneaky like I did in Season 1 and Season 2, which is basically not possible in DMZ anymore because it's just a sweat fest now. And in Delta Force I can play that way, so, you know, Delta Force in my eyes definitely wins on being the better game at the moment. Now, I do have to say, I do still hope that they're gonna make a DMZ 2.0, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna play Delta Force a lot. And who knows, maybe Delta Force eventually, like when DMZ 2.0 comes out, maybe Delta Force will still be better than DMZ 2.0. We don't know, because Activision has a great rep on fucking their player base, and like they do it raw, no condom, anal, in the ass, huts. There they go, up deep. They like it there, dude. They're gonna stay there until you're dry. They all they want is your money. That's all they care about. They don't care about how much fun you have in the game. They don't care if their game is actually fun. They just want to milk your ass. That's what they want to do. And with Delta Force, I don't feel that way at the moment. You know, time will tell. I think Delta Force has done their shop quite well. It's only got skins, camos, and cosmetics. There's no other pay to win items, nothing. So I think they're doing a great job. DMZ definitely pay to win, because you can have the weapons with only a 15-minute cooldown. You can have operators that start with a UAV. You can have operators that you can buy operators that have an extra plate. They have a 2-plate. They start with a 2-plate vest instead of a 1-plate vest. You know, it's pay to win. I've bought into it too, because you know I was playing so much. I didn't want to stay behind everybody else, so I did it too. I paid for the 15-minute cooldown weapons. I paid for the operators with the 2-plate vests. I paid for an operator with the UAV. Like, you know, it's just it takes away the fun in the game. Like, if you could unlock those things by playing the game, that would have been so much better. But no, they chose to make it pay to win. So bad. It's so bad. They could have made it unlockables, like in the game. They could have made DMZ so much better than it is right now, but unfortunately, they completely fucked us. And Delta Force is not fucking us. They're making love to us. And that's the difference. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. GG's.